But I think the gore stuff is super fun. And I'm always really curious, like the mechanics of that, like the
Yeah.
special effects artists are incredible in
Yeah.
what they come up with and how they
It's
make
art. It's
it
so
happen.
beautiful.
Absolutely. And it has to function quickly in a specific way, and you gotta hopefully get more than one take,
Let's
maybe.
say limited takes depending on what you got, what you gotta cover. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Like, whenever I see a full room covered in blood, I'm like, "How many takes did they get? Like, how oh, no." Like,
And
that was probably
which
it.
PA has to clean it up? That's my
Think about
question.
the blood PA all the time. That's like a
Yes.
constant.
Yep.
Welcome to Horror Movie Survival Guide, Disco Citizens, the podcast where gorehounds
And best friends, Terry Gamble,
and Julia Marchesi break down a different horror movie each week
exploring a multitude of genres, subgenres,
and subgenres,
classic and cult,
international,
and underground flicks alike, determining which films are the goriest
and offering up Horror Movie Survival Guide tips to
help you stay alive.
I am Julia.
And I'm Terry, and we have another fine, fabulous episode today. We have a very special guest, Julia. We have a guest. It's Halloween season, and we have somebody who also is obsessed with Halloween. I can't wait for people to see their background. It's going to be incredible. So Sarah Nicklin is an American actress and producer whose steady, prolific presence in independent genre cinema has made her a familiar face to horror fans and cult film audiences alike. Her career spans over almost 2 freaking decades, just a little while. She has built a reputation for her standout, grounded, complex performances across features and shorts. You might see her in one coming up with us really soon. That's been, and the final touches called Grind. Ooh, teaser.
We'll get into that. In
Yeah.
2025, Nicklin strengthens her profile in the mainstream horror ecosystem with a prominent role in VHS Halloween, and it's the latest installment of the long-running anthology franchise. And she continues to headline a slate of daring, independent work that has her versatility and commitment to her genre.
Yay. Welcome, Sarah, to Horror Movie Survival Guide.
Yay, thank
Welcome.
you guys. Oh my
Yay.
goodness.
We did it. It finally happened. The
Yeah.
crossover the kids have been asking for,
Very exciting. Very, very exciting.
Well, thank
Sweet.
you so much for
So,
coming on to
yeah.
talk about you and your we can't wait to talk about all of your work, but let's start way back when and rewind to when you first got into cinema and then specifically horror.
Sure. Yeah. Going way, way back. I know I feel old when you say like 2 decades. I'm like, woof, really?
We've been friends longer than that. It's okay. It's okay.
So I first started to want to be an actor because I was in love with J.T.T. It's that simple. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I'm sure many ladies out there can relate. We were just of that age, and he was it.
It was the
And
hair.
it was
Yeah.
Dream
It
boy
was the
hair.
haircut. Like, really, that
Mhm.
haircut really set 1,000 ships. Like, literally. Like,
Yep,
that's
it was.
understood.
Yep.
Tool time and JTT. That's all we wanted.
So I thought, in my like preteen brain, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just become an actress and then I'll meet him and we'll fall in love and get married. And I was like, okay,
Correct. I'm sorry,
yeah,
what's wrong with this, like, this whole,
the
So
real
did you get to
easy
meet
plan.
him in your life? That's the question I have. Have you met him?
No, I haven't.
Not
He
yet.
stopped
Not yet.
acting. Not yet. Not yet. Yes. I think he has come back for like a couple cameos like here and there, but for the most part, he was smart. He like, went to college, went to like Harvard or something. And like, he's like, I'm done with this entertainment stuff.
I predict that at some point in the near future, you and him will both be signing at a convention together and you'll meet him there.
That would be amazing. I would flip my shit. That would, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I started acting initially. And initially I was always very shy. I still am, pretty shy. I've just gotten better at it. And so I really hated it at first. I did like a bunch of school plays and, that was not
But
a
you were
fun
doing it for JTT, so you pushed
Exactly.
through.
Exactly. I had to like make it happen. I had to, realize my dream. um, and I also had another kind of thing with another boy that kind of is inspired me in a weird way. It was like the first guy that he was in 7th grade and I was in 6th grade. He was the first boy to like ever give me, like attention. And he gave me his phone number and I was too scared to call him. And like I really wanted to, but I was way too scared.
No.
And then he brought a gun to school. He
Oh,
got expelled.
That's
And
not where I thought the story was gonna go. I'm
no,
No,
sorry.
me
sorry, I
neither.
know.
That
It
was
was a
a
left turn. We're
whoa.
coming right back. We're coming right back.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
and so then I tried to call him after that because I was all upset because and of course I couldn't talk to him, and he was, gone out of my life, and I was heartbroken that I, had lost him out of my life. So I made a promise to myself that I would never again let my fear of doing something that I want stand in my way. So that also came back into acting, in that even though I was really scared to do it, it was something that I wanted. And so I continued to do it and pursue it, and eventually ended up actually falling in love with the craft of acting the more I did it.
Well, talk about Terry and I both come from theater backgrounds, and so it sounds like you do as well. Tell us about the transition and the differences you find in acting for the stage versus the screen.
Well, I feel like acting for the screen is a lot more smaller, subtle. Obviously, you're not trying to reach, a back room. It's also so much faster. And which kind of makes it difficult. Like I like the rehearsal process that you get on theater, and you actually have time to investigate all these different aspects of what this character could be. Whereas in film, you got to do that so quickly. Like even in the audition, you got to make all of your choices and know it within a day or less.
Sometimes that
You don't,
afternoon, right? And you get some
yeah,
pages in the morning. Yeah. I didn't
exactly.
really think about that. The table work is different. Like you're spending more time depending on the project you're working on. Every now and
Yes,
again you get that luxury on a film project or something, but it's super rare. Yeah.
yeah. I know, which is, I mean, kind of unfortunate. I mean, that's why theater is such a feeding for the soul, and that you get to explore all that different stuff and do all of those, the actory things to really get into your characters. But at least especially like where I've worked a lot on the indie level, you don't really get to do that very much. I'm sure once you're, higher, and I just saw an interview with, Charlie Hunnam on Ed Gein, and like his process of like trying to find Ed and trying to find his voice. And I was like, oh, what a luxury that is to have the time to be able to do that.
But also now you have to research all the gory details of Ed Gein's stuff, and you go, "Eee." Not a
Mm.
really a fun way to spend your time.
Yeah, exactly. Which is interesting. I mean, I'm very interested in all of that true crime stuff anyway. So yeah, lots of crazy stuff going on there. So yeah, theater is where where my background is. I started doing that in middle school, high school, and then I went to Emerson College, got a degree in theater.
Oh,
Um,
Emerson. Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Boston, baby. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Boston, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was at Emerson, I had the idea of like, well, I'm in a city now. There's got to be some movies happening somewhere. I might as well start to get some experience. So I started looking for like casting calls for independent films,
Mm-hmm.
and I found them, and that's how I fell into horror. Because it was never really like a, hey, I want to do horror. I didn't really watch a lot of horror growing up. Like I was fairly sheltered. I watched, Homeward Bound and Babe and
Anything J.T.T was in, we
anything
understand. We
anything.
understand. That's a lot of very family friendly fare. Was
Exactly.
there a transition that you eventually started watching more horror now that you were like, a horror queen? Or are you
Well,
still more into other stuff? Mhm.
now I watch horror. I watch all horror, but I also really love fantasy. I've always loved fantasy, Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
Game of Thrones, like all that stuff. So,
Can you remember the first horror movie that you saw that where you were like, oh, maybe not for me,
yeah.
right before you got into it?
So it was at a friend's sleepover party, and
This is
she
always how it starts, and I
always,
love it.
always, um,
Sleepovers were for, like, scarring you for life, for sure.
yes.
Yeah.
And she, of course, had the cool older brother who went and like rented, the VHSs from Blockbuster,
Yeah.
back in the day. And so we had a double feature of Halloween and The Exorcist. And those were my
Okay,
first.
going hard.
Oh, that's scary.
That was like jump right in the deep end,
How old were
Yeah.
you? Do you remember how old you were?
This was pre-middle school. So this was
Oh, yeah.
elementary.
Oh,
So this
Oh,
was
that's way too young.
like
way
14.
too
Exorcist?
hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
You
like,
need
oh
like
god.
a Monster Squad bridge before you get to the
Yes.
Halloween Exorcist, which we will be discussing later, of course. But I was like,
Yes.
that's like what you need, that like kid to adult bridge, I think, in horror films.
I agree. I totally agree. And I think that's kind of why I really love a lot of that like gateway horror now, because I never got it then. I just, went right in.
So
So
you're in the deep end, and then so what was your reaction or what happened? Did you have like nightmares or what was the
oh,
like
totally.
response?
Yeah, totally had nightmares. We watched The Exorcist first, and then we watched Halloween. Um,
Wow.
I'm so
we-
sorry.
I know.
I like want to give little girl you a little hug. Like honestly, like hearing this story right now because I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow, that's a lot. Hmm.
There were some girls that were like they were too scared. They took their sleeping bags and like went in a different room, and
Yeah.
like understandably so, like
Go play with your
terrified.
Barbies or something elsewhere. Like get out of there. Like not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think I really even truly comprehended like what was happening, honestly, at that age. Like I don't think I really got it. I didn't understand, other than, oh, that's gross, or why would she put that there? That would hurt. Like,
Yeah. Questions one has as a young child.
Sorry. Oof.
I mean, so yeah, and then I think after that, the next horror film that I saw that kind of made an impression on me was Blair Witch Project.
Mhm.
And so that was more so because I think my parents kind of bought into like the marketing of it, that it was, real and everything. And
Oh
I was
yeah.
forbidden to see it, like not like,
Oh.
you know? So of course then you
You
have
tell me not to see it. Guess
Yeah,
what I
don't
want to
push the
see?
button. You gotta
yeah,
push the button. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
exactly.
incredible.
So I borrowed it from a friend in school and watched it when they were out one night. And that one, I didn't get it. I was like, wait, what is this? This is not a movie. Because like
Did you
found
watch it
footage.
alone?
I
Mhm.
did. Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh,
did.
okay.
But like it didn't scare me because I didn't think it was a movie. I was like, is this even the right thing? Why, like, is it
Mhm.
like it didn't comprehend that there are like other formats of like storytelling. um,
I love that. I love that.
um,
So
You're like,
how
"Is this
how
even a
did
movie
you
I've borrowed? Okay, whatever." Like,
yeah,
so,
I don't get it.
mhm.
and what was the transition from Boston to Los Angeles? Was there anywhere you stopped before that, or was it a straight shot?
It was a straight shot from Boston to Los Angeles. One of the reasons I actually went to Emerson is because they do have this like almost LA exchange program, which
Mhm.
is meant to help you get into the industry. And so the last semester you can come out to LA and continue to study here and meet a bunch of people. I ended up not doing that, even though that was one of the reasons I went to school there. And I graduated a semester early instead and continued to really work on independent film in New England, because I was starting to get like a little bit of reputation and momentum going there. So I figured, I'm in school to do it. Why am I going to put off doing it until I graduate? I might as
Yeah,
well do it.
get it done.
Mhm.
I love
Get
that.
done. Yeah. So
Mhm.
and the plan was always to move out to Los Angeles. I just needed to, save up money because, as everyone has ever told you about Los Angeles, expensive and it's hard, which it is.
Yep. Yep.
um, so yeah, saved up a bunch of money, and then took a like 3-month road trip across the country, just going
You did it
everywhere.
for 3 months? Oh my gosh, so you did like an exploratory Discover America tour?
That
Totally,
sounds so
like
fun.
went to
That's
as many
rad.
national parks as we possibly could, slept in the car. So like literally this was like van life before we had Instagram, before van life was cool and like we had internet.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, well, I'm gonna make a go at it. I'm hopefully gonna be busy and I'm not gonna be able to take time off to do any of this sort of thing ever again in my life, realistically. Like, because right now I don't have to pay rent. Like I have no expenses. So this is the one time in my life I can actually do this. So I'm gonna, rather than just do the like 4 days across or whatever, I was like, let's make it worth it. Which was really cool.
That's
It
so
was really
cool. Any highlights or anything that was like stands out from you from that time that lives with you?
the Mammoth Cave tour in Kentucky was, so actually the two highlights are the two things that were not planned, that were things that people just suggested. So Mammoth Cave in Kentucky is the biggest, deepest cave system in the world, and they're still exploring it and finding more.
Julia's face. Sorry, Julia is so afraid of caves. Look, I'm sorry, as you're saying this, I'm just like sorry, that's
Watching my
me.
face.
I'm
And
watching
here's me
Julia's face as
thinking,
you're saying this.
thinking that I could be neutral, and I never can.
Oh, Julia.
Yeah, that sounds like a horror movie to me. It sounds like no fun, but
That
I
sounds
understand
incredible.
if you're a cave lover, that sounds gorgeous, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was really gorgeous and really cool. And like the wild cave tour that they have there is it's basically like The Descent, which luckily I had not seen that at this time. But you're going through these like they will not let you do the tour if your chest circumference is bigger than, I forget what it was, like 52 inches or something, because like you literally
our boobs are too big, Julia. Oops. Just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, problems.
Oops. Can't go on the cave tour.
So that I thought was amazing. That I had so much fun doing that. And then the other thing was Horseshoe Bend, which is now like a huge, Instagram thing, which is beautiful, where the Colorado River does this horseshoe bend in Arizona. So I was in the Grand Canyon and doing just like a hike there and just talking to someone on that hike. And he was like, oh, well, if you're going that way, you should really stop by Horseshoe Bend. And we did. And at the time, there was no one there. It was literally a dirt pullout on the side of the road, and you walk a mile into the desert, and then there's this incredible like vista. You can walk right up to the edge, and it's beautiful. And now they get 2 million visitors a year. It's a paved parking lot. You have to pay. There's all of these like viewing platforms that have been like, literally when I went back after.
That's so awful.
I cried. It was so sad, because that was such an amazing experience to be there with no one else around. And then just to see how like Instagram has ruined, a lot of these really incredible
That's so
places.
interesting. I hadn't really thought about that. That's a horror movie in itself, maybe now too, of like to explore.
Yeah.
Because I think there's so many things that have kind of become that because people just want to get the shot and they're not even present when they're there. They're just like angling, trying to get like their angles and trying to figure out how it looks versus actually like really kind of, you organically discovering it like along the way. That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
that's why
gosh.
there and other places, I know Yosemite has it too. They have literally guardrails, because
Yeah.
people will just be like not even looking and
they
go
fall off.
Yeah. Like nuts.
Yep.
So nuts.
Yep.
So when did the horror movie stuff in LA start to take off for you? And sub question, how do you feel about being covered in blood and gore?
Bring it on.
Yeah. Girl after my own heart. Woo woo.
Yeah.
Me too.
Blood and gore, I think, is super fun. The blood gets sticky after a while. I will say, don't love that aspect of it, but I think the gore stuff is super fun, and I'm always really curious, like the mechanics of that. Like the special effects artists are incredible, and what they come up with and how they make
art. It's so beautiful.
Absolutely, and like it has to function quickly in a specific way, and you gotta hopefully get more than one take, maybe.
Let's say limited takes depending on what you got to cover. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Like whenever I see a full room covered in blood, I'm like, how many takes did they get? Like how? Oh no!
And
that was probably it.
Which PA has to clean it up? That's my
Think
question.
about the blood PA all the time. That's like a constant.
Yep. Like how much plastic did they put on the ground to like protect?
Whose house? If they're at somebody's house, and you're like, oh no, how did they?
Yeah. So I think all of that
Incredible.
seems super interesting, super fun to watch. But as far as like the LA taking off in LA horror, so because of the work that I had done in New England, I worked with a local filmmaker, Richard Griffin, who had done really well back when the straight to DVD market, you could actually make money in it. And so he had a whole bunch of films that had been distributed, and I worked with him on 13 features before moving out here. And there were people in LA who knew who I was from working with him. Or, people, because he used to get coverage in, like Fangoria and like, all this stuff. So like people, I had a little bit of notoriety within horror.
Got some traction coming into the city.
A little bit. Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, it's time to make the move. There's a little bit going on. Now I've got a resume. Now I've got a demo reel. Like I got some credits. So there were people in Los Angeles who knew who I was from Richard's movies, or Richard had like hired them and flown them to New England. So I had some people here that I knew already before coming out. So I pretty much hit the ground running and just continued doing more indie horror at that point. And it's just been you know, trying to consistently build that year after year. Tiring, exhausting.
It
But
never
that's
ends, my friends. You don't
never
retire. You just keep making things. That's it.
yeah,
That's it.
that's it. That's just
Hmm.
that's the indie film hustle, you know? You gotta just
Yeah.
keep
We
working
know it
at
well.
it. Thanks.
Yeah. Tons of
Yeah.
fun. Well, when you look back, what are some projects that you worked on that stand out to you? Or that don't get enough love that you would like to shout out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of my favorites is the last film that I did with Richard in New England before moving out here. And that's called Exumed. It's
Oh, yeah.
like weird black and white like movie. And it has a really special place in my heart, not only because I think the story is really unique and interesting, but just because there was a lot of emotion in shooting that, because it was my last thing with them before I leave. And also, like, literally the last shot that we shot is one of the characters that was played by Michael Thurber, who, you know, I loved him. And we had like a really good like troupe, you know, like we were talking about theater. It was like a theater troupe, but you know,
Yeah.
we do it on film. Um, and so the very last thing that we shot is like he's like cutting my arm, and like I'm like dying. It was like the literal dying goodbye to this. It was very
Oh,
emotional. Um,
Yeah.
but I think the film also came out really, really well. It's really haunting and eerie and unique. And everyone that I've talked to that has seen it, which is not a lot, you know, it got out a little bit, and it actually did get a little bit of a re-release in the past couple of years. But it's not super well known, and I wish people would see it more, because it is. And I will quote what other people have said about it. It is better than it has any right to be.
oh, I love you gotta love that. You gotta love that. That means
So
they had yeah, that's great. I love that.
that's definitely, that one has a special place for me in my heart.
And you got to be a part of Popeye the Slayer Man. Tell us about
Yes.
that.
So that was one that just kind of happened by chance. So I was friends with the producers and directors, and I'd been friends with them for a while. One of the producers, Kyle Carvin, I had done a movie with in Connecticut way back in the day, before he moved away, and then I moved away. And so I was talking with Kyle about visiting Salem, because he goes every year, and I was like looking for
Oh,
tips.
heck yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm like, I've never
Love
been.
Salem.
Gotta
You
get
hadn't
like,
been and you were in Boston forever?
I know. I
I'm
know.
sorry, that's like
I know.
sacrilege. I used to go when I lived out there, I used to always anyway, it's delightful any time of year, and you can go, and it's always feels a little bit spooky. That's incredible.
Mhm.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
As you were, me after me admonishing you about your not lack of
No,
going before.
I fully understand and fully agree. This is why I'm like, I need to go. And then we
Yeah,
go like in September, when it's like, you know, not just super, super packed yet, but
right
like,
before, exactly right. You exactly right. That's when you go.
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
So I was asking for him about like tips about like visiting Salem and stuff. And he was like, actually, I'm going to be in New England shooting a movie like next year. And I was like, oh, I'm actually already going to be in New England, in New Hampshire, on a different movie roughly about the same time. Maybe we could like get together and have lunch or something, you know, because I haven't seen you in forever. And he was like, well, even better, there's a couple roles we haven't cast yet.
Nice.
And it was like, let me ask Jeff and Robert if they might be interested in like putting you in some of those roles. I was like, cool, yeah, let's do it. um,
Keep it going.
so
Yes.
yeah, they did, and Jeff and Robert were into it, and it worked out really well. So I went and did the other movie in New Hampshire, which is called Round the Decay. So I was there for 2 weeks filming that, and then I hung out with my parents in New Hampshire, because that's where they live now, for a week. And then I went over and did Popeye in upstate New York after that. And then I came home. So I was like, it was the perfect,
Ah,
like, just rare
You on
occasion.
vacation, you
the
know,
perfect
Yeah.
month.
just still working. Incredible though, but sound like you had a great time either way. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, I like traveling. I like getting out of Los Angeles, seeing other places, and, you know, experiencing new things. And so I think it's
Clearly, you're an
really,
adventurer across the country. That's like you are ready for the adventure. I love that these things are still taking you places though. You were like, I'm never gonna go anywhere. Now it's like I'm just on location places and you're going all these beautiful places. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. And I think that's
So,
one of the
mhm,
benefits, of working in this
mhm,
industry, especially if you do get the opportunity to go and work on something in a new location. And you get to visit a lot of places that you are not necessarily like tourist vacation
Mhm.
places,
Mhm.
And so you get to experience like a lot of different cool things than you normally would.
Yeah.
I love
Can
that.
you tell us about the movie Rendezvous that you did?
Yeah. So Rendezvous is a short film. It's my husband's first time directing. Um,
Oh,
Who?
yeah.
What? When?
cool.
Where? Tell us about that. Ooh.
Details.
So it started basically out of the SAG strikes. He was just like, well, no one's doing anything, no one's working on anything, and everyone's bored. So let's go do something for fun. Let's just go shoot something. And he's really into cars. I'll say he's really into cars. He would disagree with that, but he's really into cars.
Mhm.
And he watches a lot of this like beauty car photography on YouTube with just like some beats behind it. That's kind of like just what he has on like during the day.
Oh my
So
God,
I
that's
think he was
incredible.
That
Now I'm like taking notes. I'm like, I need to watch Beauty Car. I didn't even realize that was like a thing that I could do.
it's
Sorry, my
Drew
dad used to make us walk to the like one of his favorite car lots and like just go walk around every on the weekends and just go
the,
look at cars. So I feel like I'm gonna send him
so
some
okay.
links. He
yeah,
will
they would
die.
get along. They would get along
Yeah.
totally. That's so I think he was inspired by that, and just in being in Los Angeles and wanting to do this like cool car heist driving short film, um, while no one else was working. So reached out to a couple friends and we were like, hey, do you want to like come and do this thing? And everyone said yes. So like, yeah, well, we're not doing anything else. Let's go do it. So it ended up being this like really cool short film. It's not horror. It's about a female-led car theft ring, which I'm the head of. And he's like,
Nice.
this would be better. We should just like reboot Fast and Furious, but like as this,
Would
as a
watch.
female
Honestly,
led.
yeah.
So, because there's not a lot of car action movies like that are female led. It's always dudes.
Yeah.
So
I would much rather watch a bunch of ladies drive cars. I support it, and I tell Sean thank you.
yeah, exactly.
And
So
of course, we have to talk about VHS Halloween, which just came out on Shudder in the beginning of October, and was at Beyond Fest and Fantastic Fest and all that. So tell us about that win, which directors with Micheline and RH.
yes. So I'm so excited to be part of like the VHS franchise
Yeah,
at this point.
It's
Honestly,
huge.
it's
Yeah.
huge. And it's one of those things that's just been around consistently, and like been a fan of. And some of those segments are like permanently seared in my mind. So like being part of that is just super super cool.
As the good ones do. Yes, they stay with you. Mhm.
Yes. So I was friends with Micheline and RH, and I have been fans of theirs for a while. They did the short film Grummy. If you guys have not seen it, you need to see it. It's amazing. And so they were chosen as some of the directors for one of the segments for VHS Halloween, and they wanted to work with me too. And they were like, "We have a role in our thing that we could put you in." I was like, "Oh my god, amazing! Yes, let's do it." And it was one of those cases where things actually worked out, because I feel like, I don't know, I've been around the block enough times that things tend to fall through. I feel like, where people promise things and they don't happen, and or they don't have as
We know
much
nothing
control.
about that. Just kidding. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Hollywood is weird and like, you could also work on something in the background for 10 years and then it falls through. Like it's
yep,
heart can be so heartbreaking sometimes. But yes,
yes,
we
very
understand.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
um, so this is one of the rare times when they did what they said they were going to do, which says everything about who they are as humans.
Mhm.
Being this generous and loyal and wonderful, and then also that the producers and casting directors on the VHS side were like, "Yeah, okay, you want to put her in that part? Great. We're not going to give you any pushback on that." Which
That's
also
awesome.
incredible, incredibly rare. So yeah, getting to just go ahead and be a part of that has really been phenomenal. And the world that they created, because like I said, I love fantasy. It's like this, legend or labyrinth, type set,
Ooh,
that we're working on. This fantastical, like, fantasy and horror mixed together in the best of ways. So it was just, yeah, super dream to be part of. And it's all
That's freaking
period.
cool.
Yeah, I
And it's
love
what
it.
was it?
And it was also set in the 80s, so I have this like crazy 80s perm and
Ooh.
so
Did they
much.
do it to your actual
Okay.
hair or did you have a
Yeah,
wig?
did you have
No, it was a wig.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a wig. Oh my God.
You weren't ready to commit to full 80s? It's okay, it's okay.
No. No.
Um, but that's fun to step into. That's freaking awesome.
It was
Did you
really
guys film it here? Were you on location someplace? Or were you in the studio someplace?
They filmed it here in Los Angeles. It
Mhm.
was downtown LA in one of those like pre-built sets that you can rent out. So that was like the executioner's dungeon, and then there was a sound studio in Burbank where they built out the crypt in the witch's bog and the cemetery, and then there was a
Wow.
house out in Pomona that was like the exteriors
Oh
for
my
the
gosh, how
house.
cool.
Yeah. And we shot it in June, which it's kind of hard to shoot something that's like Halloween themed in June. You can't get pumpkins, you can't get like, decorations.
But
Um,
it's like this June to this October. That is
yeah,
such a small amount of time.
yeah, very small amount of time. So, and they were the last segment to shoot because they almost treat it as if they're all different, their own feature films, and they do one after another after another.
Yep.
And so ours, Home Haunt, was the last one to film, and I think it was the middle of June, and then it just premiered in the middle of September. So June to
Oh,
September.
yeah. I
Wow,
saw
those
that
editors
turnaround and I
working
was like, "Oh my
hard.
god, y'all are wild for that too." Like,
Yeah,
that's, like, intense, like, filmmaking. It's just like, okay, as soon as you're done, like, it's like, edit, done. Like, you all went right in.
yeah,
Color
and
correction, soundtrack, everything. Idea,
yeah,
Yeah.
go.
yeah. No time for like, oh, let's go back and redo. No, no,
No.
it's no.
I
Moving on.
It's done. It's done.
It's
What we
good.
did is what we did. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
I also
Um
thought it was really cool because we were talking
mhm.
about theater earlier. So
Yeah.
since it's found footage, I kind of felt like it was almost a return to doing theater because
Mm.
it, a lot in film, I feel like a lot of times with like traditional setups, you're like, I know what's on camera, what's off camera, but with found footage, even though there's an idea of where the camera's going to go, you never know what it's going to catch. So it's like you're on all the time, like you're doing a play that's just so happened to be being filmed.
Hmm.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
a
Okay.
that yeah, that sounds amazing.
It was fun.
I
It was
love
really
you got to
We're
live in it. Can we talk about one more
exactly.
thing? I know we're gonna get into Monster Quest, Julie. I
Yeah.
swear to goodness we will, because I'm very excited to talk with you about this movie. Because this was actually my first time watching it. Ooh, oh. I know, right? It was
Oh my
not I
goodness.
wasn't watching this as a kid, Julia. This was not our house. They would not let this on at my parents'
I
house.
did not know that. How have we
Mm-mm.
been friends for as long as we've been friends and I never showed you this
Well,
movie?
you
What am
just
I
watched
doing?
Waiting for Guffman this year, and I've been quoting that movie to
It's
you in
true.
your face, and you've been laughing, and I didn't know you hadn't seen it till this year either. So here we are.
Yep. Here we are.
Anywho, it happens. There are some that have fallen through the cracks, dear Julia. Even though we watch Monster Club, which is different than Monster Squad, because there is
Yes.
another movie very in the same family. But I wanted to ask you about your involvement with Grind, a movie that we are all in as well. So can you
Yeah. Yay.
tell us about a little bit about your segment or what you do in Grind?
Yeah, so Grind, another, if people don't know, it's another anthology that's coming out. And so I was pulled into that by our lovely mutual friend, Chelsea Stardust, who I'm sure we
Hey.
Woo!
all adore. She is
Uh-huh.
wonderful.
She is.
And
Agreed.
so she asked me if I was willing to come and just be like a little part of it. So I'm playing a security officer that's pulling out one of the auditors, who is because it's all gig based is kind of like the concept for people that
Yeah,
don't
each
know.
of the segments, different gig economy job. Yep.
Exactly. So one of the auditors is getting going kind of crazy, and security has to come and escort him out. So I just do a quick
Ooh.
little.
got to watch you do that. Because I was
That's
one of the people
right.
who was at the computer and I got to watch that all happen. And you were the little like the face, the like, come on face. Great. Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
small but mighty.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, incredible. I can't wait to see that part of the segment. I know they've been working on the last little bits of it, so I can't wait to see it all done. So,
I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be very
oh,
cool.
Yeah, me too. So
stoked.
many great performances with
Stoked. I
so
got
many
to
cool
fight a
people.
monster, so I'm more than stoked. I got to work as a barista and fight a very scary monster and
Yes, that's the best.
woo, like practical effects and some all that kind of good stuff. Just some cool stuff. So
Yep.
very
Yep.
excited. So yes. So tell us about your selection today and why you chose it and what you brought for us to discuss cinematically today. Our film. Julia's got her Stephen King rules shirt because it also works for this, and also because she's a Stephen King head. We know.
Yeah. Perfect. I love it. So I chose Monster Squad as our movie to discuss today because I really love this movie. Honestly, it's probably within my, I would say, top 10. I'm going to say definitely within top 10. And even though it is kind of more like gateway horror, I still watch it as an adult. I never watched it until I was in my 30s and I was instantly like in love with it. And it's one of those films that it didn't really do super well at the box office. And I don't know that, I mean, in the horror community, obviously people know about it, but outside of that, I don't know how many people really know about it. And I really think that they should, because it's a wonderful film. It's like Spielbergian level, like if Spielberg made a horror movie. And it also has a very special place to me because when I first watched it, it was my husband was like, "You have to see this movie. How did you miss this movie?" And at the end, when Frank goes through, into the void, and Phoebe's like, "Come back, I'm a friend," and I started crying, and he was like, "That's the moment when I knew that I was going to marry you. It was when you cried during Monster Squad."
I'm sorry.
I know.
Okay,
That's too
okay,
cute.
okay. The collective moment. Okay. This takes on a whole new meaning, and now I just got goosebumps. That is so cute.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
So this movie came out in 1987. The tagline for this movie is "Never send a man to do a kid's job." This was written by Shane Black and Fred Decker, who also directed Black and Decker. Gotta love it. We got some alternate universe casting for you. We could have had as Dracula, apparently, Liam Neeson, which I'm like, hey, I could do a 1987 Liam Neeson as Dracula. I could see that.
Oh,
I can
I'm
see
good with
that.
that. And we also could have had, who he auditioned, did not get the part, was Seth Green. So little baby 1987 Seth Green, you're like, oh yeah, that
I'm
would
like,
be pretty
that
cute.
still would have been cool. I love Seth
I
Green.
love him so much. I mean, I've told him on multiple occasions that I wanted to marry him and have his kids, and he was like, "Sweet, let's go." And I was like, "Oh my god, you're amazing!" Like, of course, that's his response. I was like, "Oh my god, you were." Anyway, I love him. That's
Yeah.
So
great.
Terry, what did you know about this movie before watching it then?
I knew it was about monsters, like, obviously, and I knew it was
Okay.
probably, like, the classic monsters because people I haven't missed the conversations about it. People are always very excited about it. I feel like it's a lot of people like, "Oh my god, I love Monster Squad," because I'm like, when I tell them, "There's this movie Monster Club," and they're like, "No, Monster Squad." I'm like, "No, no, no,"
Yeah.
because we have a
Different
dear
movie.
friend, Matt Dinan, obsessed with Halloween, but his obsession is the Monster Club movie, which is also delightful, but it's an anthology and very different than this. But it does have a really cool like stripper number where a lady strips all the way to her bones. So it's incredible.
That's cool. What a
It's
great
one of the
idea.
coolest. And she's an amazing singer. She actually still teaches voice lessons. We might have gone down the rabbit hole after we saw the movie.
Wow. I'm gonna have to check
So,
this out. I haven't seen this.
oh yeah, it's really good. It's got Vincent Price. It's got like a whole like I mean a slew of no, it's that is also little seen. It's even less seen than this movie. So of
Wow.
course
Yeah,
Okay.
so we always
we're always digging
tease
deep.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about it. We always go, oh, Monsters. Remember when we watched Monster Squad? So I always joke that I watched Monster Squad, but it was Monster Club.
Love.
Um,
Okay.
so anywho, but I loved it. I thought it was delightful. Obviously, I love Universal monsters are like my go-to. I have like
Me
I have a tattoo of the bride on my arm. Like I'm like
Yeah.
Woohoo.
pretty into like the Frankenstein family. So anything that has Frankie in it like that, and he's like hanging out with that little girl, and I was just like, I feel you. That's why I was like, yes,
Yes.
yes,
And
I would
and
watch this
it's
20 million times. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's Tom Noonan, who
We
we know and
love
love
Tom
from,
Noonan.
right? Like he's so incredible in everything he does, and like, here he is killing it as always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Sarah. He wrote and directed a movie called What Happened Was. That's just it's just two people in a room talking basically based on a play, and it's incredible.
Him
And
and
I
Wallace
didn't know
Shawn.
he did that. I only knew him as Frankenstein, and then I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, I feel terrible. Like he's an amazing actor, does so many things. And I was basically on this, which is a great performance, but he can very talented,
does
so many things,
everything.
writing, directing, acting, all
Very
of it.
cool.
Yeah, he's a theater bay, which is why he's so good in this. I feel like a
That's
lot of these
yeah.
people are theater bays that are like playing our monsters and stuff too, and they're going for it. So delightful.
I think I love the Gilman. I think his design is you because I know that they had to be like, we're
Deadpool.
shying away. It's not really the Universal monsters, so they wouldn't
Right.
get sued, right? So they have to be kind of sidestep and everything. But for my money, one of my favorite Wolfman performances, because like you get Jonathan Gries just giving you, he has so little to do and he kills every single scene, whether he's being insane or he's being sympathetic, like what he's doing. I'm like, Jonathan Gries.
No,
We're also
so
big
into
fans
it.
of him no matter what, and he's got
We
that like
are.
real
Richard, he's so,
genius.
like, yeah, love it. Love it. And there's just
yeah.
there's so many quotable things in this movie too that are just like I feel like people have heard, but they might not know like where they came from. Also,
Yeah, I'm sure people have
Yeah.
yelled Wolfman got nards for years at you, Terry, and you're like, I
years.
don't know what that means, but cool.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and that's great, and now I know, and now I'm just like, "Yep, Wolfman do got nards, and I'm gonna kick him in it, and it's worth it." So we open, it's like 100 years, right, of, years ago, but we get the most beautiful scrawl. I love a scrawl at the beginning. When you give me
Mhm.
a little, backstory, if you will, at the top, obsessed, and then the script, the writing that it's in is like that old, Gothic writing, and I was like, "Mhm."
Mhm.
Mhm,
Now I
mhm.
guess I gotta get a tattoo that says they blew it. Like, I don't know, like that in that script because that's funny.
I mean, that sets you up right there so you know the tone that you're getting, like, instantly.
Mhm.
You're like, "Okay, I
Mhm.
know what I'm in for. This is gonna be a fun ride."
And Shane Black and Fredek are both so clever with conversation and dialogue, and like you see that going through all of their films, and so you get the two of them together. It's like tasting great, deliciously together. But we got to meet. So the Van Helsing is trying to. I do like Van Helsing's. He has a stake crossbow, which I'm very into.
Yes.
Like it
So
gets one shot,
smart.
and I'm like, ooh, yeah. Why do people not do that all the
Then he can
time?
just
No,
reload and you don't have to get that close. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
smart, so
"Why
smart.
have why have I not seen that more often?" I literally I put that in my notes. I was like, "Yes, brilliant." Like, no, like, "Yes, do it again and again." So, yeah.
So they do say that this portal that they open is going into limbo, and we do see Van Helsing come out of this portal at the end. So are we assuming that there's just like a blank place that all these people are just like hanging out in all that time? Like
I think
where does it
so.
go?
I think that's kinda yeah, I think that because they messed up or they blew it, I think,
Yeah,
yeah, they all got sucked into limbo, and that's where Van Helsing has been, that kind of just, like, in between, which he hasn't aged either, so, that's not too
yeah,
bad,
it's true.
Could not
but
be the
Still wearing
worst
the same
place,
clothes.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's still looking kinda handsome, with
yeah.
this
It's just like
little
a bucket plate. You're
ascot.
just kind of like wandering around darkness.
yeah.
So we have we
No
have to
exit,
meet
Julia, your
our.
favorite thing. You love a
I
purgatory
know,
thing.
I do. Sean is our head of the Monster Squad, and him and his best friend are in trouble for getting too into horror. They're not paying attention in class. Science
They're
ain't
getting
interesting,
berated by
but
the school principal, but I
Mhm.
love this little scene where they end up talking about their teacher. They're like, "We can't pay attention to her. She's boring and she looks like a cat."
With the cat head. Meow mix.
meow mix.
Like, what a fun nickname. And the shirt, of course. That
The
yeah,
shirt.
Julia's
totally.
wearing now, as if for those who are listening,
Yes.
and not watching this episode today, Julia's wearing her Stephen King, the red iconic T-shirt, Stephen King rules.
Which I
It's ve
love to wear because A, I love Stephen King. B, I love the Monster Squad. So it's two references in one.
yeah,
Delightful.
and
Yes.
when people get it, you probably love them even more when you're out and about, and you make a new friend that
Yep.
way. I see you.
Excellent. Hmm.
Mhm.
And they have so in that scene, the reference, the with the like the drawing, they're like, "You're drawing during class," and you're like, "What is it? Spider with human head?" Like, Stephen King. You're like,
Hmm.
right there. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay." Like, there's such an appreciation for horror throughout this film entirely.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I think that's why it still resonates because it's obviously made with love for this subject, that these
Yeah,
are characters that Shane Black and Fredeka grew up with. Like, how do we get to put our spin on Dracula? How much like it's everybody's dream.
But I
exactly.
My
also
dream,
like that
for
they
sure.
say we have a monster club, and I went, "They do say monster club and monster squad." And I went, "Oh, there is some sort of crossover here." And I understand why people get confused when we say monster club versus monster squad, because technically the kids have a monster club, but there's also a squad of monsters that's also getting together. So it's squad versus squad or club versus squad, essentially.
I never thought
Um,
of the title talking about the monsters, that the
it's
monsters
the
were the squad
monsters.
that it was talking about. I'd always just assumed it
Oh,
was the children. So there we
so
are.
Yeah.
Didn't
cute.
think about that.
There's
Yeah.
a squad of monsters mounting together versus the kids that are the monster squad that are gonna beat the monsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Double squad, baby. I'm always looking at the squads.
Squad squared.
Squad goals.
Squad goals. This is the ultimate squad goals. Yeah, monster squad goals.
Right? Monster squad
I
goals.
am I so I saw this movie as a child, right, in 1987. So to me, I was about the same age as like Sean and those friends, and then Rudy comes fucking sliding in on his bike, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Whoa, oh my
Mhm.
god."
He's still hot, you guys. I'm just letting you know right now. I've looked down the IMDb because I was like, how's he doing now? Still handsome as hell. Ryan
Kids
Lambert.
Incorporated. He
I
can
was
sing and dance as
obsessed with
well.
him on Kids Incorporated. A lot of these actors I knew because I was like, they were in everything. These were like the kids that were in all the other movies and TV shows of that era. Oh my god, what a cutie! Coming up
So
looking like Fonzie,
he
right?
is one that I did actually get to meet in real life, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's Rudy." Like, met him, like, mutual friends, and hung out with him at bars a couple of times, and I was like,
Wow.
"Oh my god." And because, again, my husband introduced me to this movie, and so Ryan and Andre were kind of hanging out together because they were promoting the documentary Wolfman's Got
Yeah.
Nards, and or the making of, yeah. And so Sean, my husband, was like, "So guys, am I in the club?" And they're like, "Yes, you're officially in the club." So like that was like from the Monster Squad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like so cool, like lifelong goal. Because my husband saw it when he was a kid too. Like I didn't see it until later, but like to be officially inducted into the Monster
That's
Squad.
pretty freaking
I thought
sweet.
Yeah.
I
That's a bucket list
mean,
item.
now Julia's like, now I see Julia's like, well, gonna have to
How
hang
can I
out.
make it happen?
oh yeah. How do I do it? How do I do it? They're both
Julia
really
is
nice.
part of the losers club, so she's like, I gotta get into the monster squad too. So I see your
Yeah.
crossover, Julia.
All the childhood clubs must check off.
Mhm.
Not check off, must check off.
But I understand. We also do love Chekhov too. Very easy to confuse. Sweet. Yeah. So we have his entrance and he helps fight off the bullies with Horace, who's getting his little Snickers product placement. Excellent work, 1980s. I love
Uh-huh.
1980s candy product placement. Plenty of that in this film, but Snickers getting a full moment where it gets stamped on and Rudy makes the bully eat it. And I love it. Love it.
And
And
he
he's
was also the
also
asshole brother on Wonder Years. You're like,
Yes.
everything you
yes.
play is just like, nope, don't like you.
He's so good at being a dick, though. He's got that face that you just kind of want to punch a little bit. So he
Yeah.
did a great job. Yeah.
And I think isn't Rudy smoking? And he's like
Yes.
14
Yeah.
or something. And they're like,
Oh,
they have
yeah.
like, I mean, he's definitely not of the age that you at that
No,
time.
but honestly, it was the 80s. And literally, I hate to break it to you, but I remember my friends in high school and middle school smoking. And so
Oh
up by the
yeah, in real life.
bleachers, that was
Totally.
happening. It was happening. And you could have it in the movies. And we had commercials still. And you had Joe Camel still before
That's
they cut
right.
all of that out. So this was a time before where smoking was
Yeah.
actually still really allowed in cinema in a certain way. Crazy.
Even by children.
Yep.
I
Even by
adore
children.
I adore the device of Van Helsing's diary coming in. Very just from a garage sale. Just found it at a garage. I'm like,
Yeah,
love it.
just happens to be in the neighborhood.
But of course it was looking for them because it's trying to find the people, I feel like it's like they're guided by forces, maybe limbo, maybe they're able to connect somehow through the
Oh.
realm because I feel like it's pushing them together somehow and like they're being assembled because if they're getting these visions and the kids are like thinking about monsters where the adults aren't, they're like, who's going to understand? And they find the people to connect with. And the fact that they have scary German guy, Leonardo Simonio, their next door, their neighbor, able to translate. Like, it's like there's all these things are coming together, that,
We just
yeah.
covered apt pupil, and so they go to scary German guy's house, and you're like, like no, other side, everybody's good.
Thank goodness
Yep.
it's,
Scary German guy's bitching. He likes pie. We like this.
Yep.
he's incredible making cherry pie for the kids. They also have Pepsi product placement right now for the scene. Excellent work
And
again.
yeah, it's the Burger King one for me because as a kid, I remember watching it, and when the scene of them Sean and his dad sitting on the roof watching the drive-in, and his dad
Mhm.
brings home Burger King for him, and I was like, that's the coolest dad ever. When I was a kid, I'd be like, I would be so happy if my dad came home with Burger King for me. I see now that is product placement and the big Burger King at the very end of the movie. Like I see it now, but as a kid, I was like, oh, fell for it so hard.
They knew,
Good job.
and that's why it worked.
Yep.
One of the cool things in the movie, though, is that I think the relationship between the parents and kids, it's like as a kid, you're like, that's the relationship I want to have with my parents. Like the parents actually listen to them, even though at first it's like, okay, yeah, the monsters, whatever. Or even with Eugene, when it's like, there's a monster in my closet. And the dad that comes in is like, out, out, all you monsters. Like it's a really like fun, like really good child adult relationship that they're really depicting through a lot of this.
Mm-hmm. And so
Yeah.
Dracula is assembling his squad simultaneously. We got all the classics around. We got the mummy escaping. We got Frankenstein coming. We got the Gill Man. We got Wolfman, Jonathan
But I
Gries,
love
as we
that he
talked about.
flies though. And we did talk about how Dracula's technically aren't supposed to cross water, but then the way they get away with it in like the old movies, like a couple weeks they were talking about how they like because they do it by boat, but doing it by plane, but able to turn into a bat, brilliant, brilliant as well.
Yeah,
He could fly.
and you got Jonathan Gries coming into the police station asking to be locked up. Knows he's going to turn into a werewolf. We love it. That's the his lock me up line when he shoots, and I'm like, ooh, he's so amazing. Let him go. Just wind him up and let him go.
And now I'm just thinking about Seth Green later on getting to like kind of recreate that anyway on Buffy.
And
So good for
Buffy!
him.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
for
look at
him. He got to do his monster squad later. All right, all right.
Yeah, he
So
was a part of a very elite Scooby Gang, so that's very similar.
yeah.
Very similar. Good
Yeah,
point.
yeah. And I remember him having to be locked up too. Very cute. Sweet. So yeah, so we got our guys coming together, but the kids are also coming together and building their gang. They're getting inducting Rudy into the gang, which I love when they try to quiz him on all this stuff and like he's giving them the right answers, but they're still like trying to be higher and
No.
mightier. Like, no. What
Absolutely.
else? What else? Just a silver bullet, but what else? Like, what else could kill it? What else could kill a Wolfman? Like,
But
he's
why
like,
is he really joining
He's
the
really,
squad?
yeah.
I don't know why. Why?
Well, yeah, we
Is
might
is
have
there
a
an older sister?
little
Kids
pervy
maybe
situation.
who likes to, change in the window. It happens. It's the 80s.
Of course,
Gotta
it's
happen.
the 80s. Doesn't everyone change with their windows open? Isn't that what you always
And
do?
hope that someone will be looking through a window and taking pictures of you? No, I
Yeah,
don't think
totally.
so. I do wish I had a cool treehouse, though. Always a cool club.
Yeah.
It is sadly going to be destroyed later in this film, but whoever built that set, well done, beautiful.
I
You did.
always wanted a treehouse. Never had one when I was growing up, but always really wanted one so bad.
Aw.
I think my parents like did a couple of boards so you could like sit up there, but that was kind of
Okay.
the extent of. There was never like a roof or anything like
yeah.
that.
No, my friend had like a basically like a life-size like playhouse dollhouse like that we used to play in down the street, but it wasn't a treehouse, but it was
Awesome.
like her grandfather built us like a huge ass like playhouse. It was pretty
That's
sweet.
so good.
That's
It was
I
very
would
cool.
like to know the backstory of why Frankenstein's monster is Dracula's slave. Why all of these guys? Like, what is the power Dracula
Because he
has
can
over
hypnotize
them?
people, and he's the one who brings them
Yeah.
back, right? He's the one who summons them because he
Mhm.
wants to get to the stuff. Because he obviously can't get past all those crosses and all those things. He's gonna need help. He needs Renfields and henchmen, so he's like, might as well assemble these guys.
I think that's
They're
kind of the idea.
Mhm.
Like they're under his thrall, like as Dracula, that he can kind of like mind control them. Because,
Mhm.
but I mean, even like Frankenstein's monster doesn't really go along with it anyway. Maybe because he's, depicted not as smart, so maybe that's why he's
Mhm.
able to kind of break away from like the thrall and do his own thing and be nice to the kids.
And it's
He
but I
also
think
wasn't originally his guy, though. He's supposed to be under his master, even though he says master. That's not his real master, right? He's the one that woke him up, but he had someone else. He's not Dr. Frankenstein, right?
Right. Yeah. Not Dr. Brainstein. Yeah.
But he does have some cool vampire brides. He does have a cool haunted
Mm-hmm.
house to hang out in. I mean, that's the dream of it. Just having some virgins in the closet when you need them. You're just like, hang on.
A pantry
Grab
of
a
virgins.
bite.
I looked at the credits. It was a pantry of virgins. I was like, ooh. The credit. Okay, if you haven't looked through all the names of the characters, worth it because there was like Beefy Cop, Rookie Cop, like the names of the people in the movie. I was like, oh wow, that's quite a credit to have.
It's like, what are you known for? Beefy Cop. Okay.
Yeah, I was Beefy Cop
Yeah.
and the Monster Squad. Just no big deal.
We also have to the incredible montage to "Rock Until You Drop," which is always on all of my Halloween mixes, where Eugene, the smallest of the squad, besides Phoebe, writes a letter to the army to come quick because there are monsters, and that might be come to play later in this movie.
So brilliant. So yeah, so the kids are figuring out that the monsters are coming for this amulet. They get it once they get the translation from Scary German Guy, and they help him out. And they realize that the amulet is real, and so they've got to go find it before the monster squad finds it. The other monster squad, the real monsters, find it. So they end up at the scary house, the Dracula house, and they get trapped there. And our dear little Frankenstein gets knocked out, and it's kind of sad, and they go through it, and this is when the parents finally start waking up because bad stuff starts happening to the adults in the town that they can see, and then they're also going to get a visit from Drac himself to their house.
Yeah, that poor
Terrifying.
clubhouse and poor dad's partner. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Who is
Served well.
hilarious. He has some of the best lines in this thing, like the banter there between the two of them. Oh, like it's straight like Lethal Weapon, just like the back and forth. Like
Oh,
honestly,
yeah.
like so much fun. So much fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's the one who's like, he doesn't believe him the whole time too. He's definitely the one who's like, "Mm, really? Really, sir? Yeah, I'm good at my job. Are you?" Like, basically. Because there are a lot of questions because a lot of weird stuff is happening around town that they that seems unexplainable. Yeah, and strange phenomena. So yeah, so they end up going to the town plaza as you do at a great 80s movie. Always got to be a city center or a town plaza,
Of course.
right? There's going to be a clock tower looking thing in a church. That's I think standard Americana 80s. You're gonna have it. It's like, of course, the movies that are suggested after, like Gremlins. Like I was like, yep, that checks out.
Yeah.
Like different things that are gonna be, suggested right after that are kind of in the same family of that gateway horror, and also have, you know, monsters gone wild in a town square.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah. Do we ever figure out where they are? Do they say where they are?
What
What
town they're
state or
in?
city?
Oh,
They're in
I don't
America
think so, right?
anywhere.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think they really do specify it really.
So
Yeah.
the kids, of course, the adults are going to show up after the kids have already vanquished all of the things. We have the older sister who said she's a virgin, but sadly not a virgin.
That was
Steve
a
doesn't
lie.
count. Yeah.
Which is
So
hilarious.
Technically,
Phoebe
I
the
love that.
Phoebe.
Technically,
Technically, it doesn't count.
girl, we get it. We get it. I don't want to remember Steve either. I understand. I get it. Sometimes it's like that. But they do have little Phoebe, who's our little hero. She's 5, so clearly she's good to go but they gotta she can't read, so they gotta tell her the words to say to do the incantation so that she can get this job done to help them open this portal for Limbo to suck all these monsters away. So
And Van Helsing had his crossbow, but we have Rudy with his bow and arrow stakes. Also a great
Yes.
idea. But he
Taking out
does
the
walk
prize.
very close to them to shoot them. And I'm like, no, that's the whole idea behind a bow and arrow, man. You don't got to get close. You can back up a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, you missed that part of it.
get a little distance. But he's been helpful because he used his time in shop class to make his weapons, which I just was like,
Yeah,
I
to make
miss
the
shop
silver
class.
bullets. Totally, yeah,
Yeah.
make the silver bullets for the werewolf. Like how smart. And he did also prove that silver bullets really are the only way to kill a werewolf.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So the limbo is opened. Everybody is sucked away, but poor Frank also gets sucked away. And there's the moment we talked about. She throws him scraps. That's got to be the moment, right? Where you're like,
yes. When
Her
scraps.
little
yeah.
stuffed animal. So Phoebe's got her little stuffy toy that she throws to go be with Frankie in the limbo. That was so cute.
It's so
She's
like,
so
oh,
sad.
so
Mhm.
so touching. So touching.
Yeah, I think we didn't talk about it, but the moment where they give Frankenstein the mask of his own face,
And he's just
and he
scary.
realizes, that he's scary, and like that's so heartbreaking, because he doesn't know what's happening to him. He's just like a bunch of dead body parts sewn together, man.
He's a really sympathetic character. I mean, and as he is a lot, in the originals too, that he's not out to be bad for the sake of being bad. He just is how he is, and I think that really comes across in this one too. And that's why he's so endearing. And the relationship
Yeah.
he has with little baby, like little Phoebe, is just so cute.
And thank God for the army showing up. Dollar late, dollar short, just not, already it's over. But they do have their squad cards now. They can give them the business
Yes.
card. Let them know.
And then we get
For the
title
monster
show.
squad.
Yeah, and the kids let them know. What do they let them know? You gotta do it. Someone's gotta do it.
With the monster squad. So
Just like
I
that.
mean, I
So
think
hard. So hardcore, Julia.
so hard.
Yeah.
But I think this movie, we talk about Sarah every episode, like, how do you survive this movie? And I'm like, this one is, you survive by knowing what the rules are. And this is what this entire show is about, right? Like, if we watch enough horror movies, we will learn how to survive, is the idea. And every movie has their own rules. But for this one, I'm like, okay, I know about how you kill a vampire, how you kill a werewolf. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good to go.
Solid. I think we could survive this one, Julia. This is a miracle. That's very rare.
Yeah, sometimes just survive is not an option, but I feel like this one's pretty good. I was like, I've done my research. I feel good about that. And I feel like a lot of that came from this movie that I saw when I was a kid, right? And it was like, how did they survive? This is how. So I think it impacted my own life.
Well, and also now as an adult, I think the way to survive that is to trust the children because they're the ones in this one that really know what's going on and figure out how to stop it and how to bring back that balance between good and evil. So
Yeah,
The
well,
kids' BS meter is real. I think that's super true. I feel like animals and kids have a different take
mhm,
on like what's happening because adults will try to play and cover up things and stuff like that too, but they see what's underneath stuff a lot. So I love that because Phoebe is great at that. She sees
yeah,
right through. She can see who the good people are, who the bad people are. She's like this pure innocent little soul who understands. She's like, "No, you guys need to let me in because I'm actually going to help you later." Like she knows. You know what I mean? They're like inherently like you need all of us together. We have to work together to make this happen. I do love that lesson as well too of like we have to work together to defeat the bad guys. Just how it is.
absolutely. There's one other
Yeah.
little touch in this movie that I really think was really poignant and interesting that I want to bring up, which is when they're with the scary German guy and he's closing the door and he's like, "No, I know real monsters," and they see the tattoo from the concentration camp. So I was like, that was such a
Mhm.
beautiful little like touch to the real world without going over the top or going about it and just really deepening that character.
Yeah, you
Agreed. Yeah,
understand why
it's
he was there to help them and why he believed them too. He's like, yeah, if
Yeah,
there's something that's scaring you, like and he also understood fear, as a child. So I feel like he was the bridge. I loved him. His performance is really, really beautiful. So many beautiful performances in this movie. Everyone's acting like their faces off, and the kids, the adults. It's really, really well done.
yeah.
I'm so surprised that we've been going over 400 episodes and we've never covered this movie, and I was so surprised. So I'm so glad we got to talk about it with you because I was like, I've loved this movie forever. What was I doing? How have we missed it? So thank you for letting us bring it up and talk about it.
Yeah,
And Terry got
absolutely.
to see it for the first time. Crazy.
That's also crazy.
Finally, it happens. I didn't have a Sean to like make me watch it and fall in love and then ask me to marry him. So
I
that's
know,
why.
I know.
So, if I had had that, no, incredible. So, can you tell the folks you're going to plug away, tell them where to find you and, how to
Sure.
interact with you or your work? Yes, plug.
Best place to find me is Instagram. That's really the main social media thing I'm on, and everything else goes from there. So it's just my name, Sarah Nicklin, on Instagram, and go check out VHS Halloween on Shudder. So it's now available, and also it's on AMC Plus if you have AMC Plus. But
Heck
we're gonna
yeah.
go with Shudder because horror. We love horror. So
We
Heck
do
yeah.
love horror. It's been such a delight to talk to you. Thank you so much. You can listen to all of our other podcasts, and we also have YouTube now. And we are also on all of the social media channels if you'd like to talk to us. I am on 2 other podcasts. I talk about Stephen King on the Losers Club, and I talk about Alejandro Jodorowsky on Jodorowsky. And we also do a show with the George A. Romero Foundation every month. Terry, will you tell us about
Oh
it?
my God, we do a show called Horror X where we interview different women and femmes in horror, find out what makes Fright Films fantasticorical. It's delightful. We have a really nice time and great conversations there. That's also on YouTube on the GARF network, as they affectionately call it, the George A. Romero Foundation. That's the GARF. And you can also, tell your friends about us. Like, follow, subscribe. I'll do that. Also to our Patreon. Get some merch at our Teespring store. And let us know if there's some other like gateway horror that we're missing. I'm sure there's a bunch that we haven't covered yet still, because that's what happens. Even though we've done over 400 movies, that's still not enough, Julia, because there's so many movies, and
They'll
there's
never
so many
run
movies
out.
that are someone's favorite that we haven't covered yet. That I know they're dying for us to cover.
Make sure you check out Sarah and her many movie roles, and especially in VHS Halloween. And we will see you next time, Disco Citizens. Thank you so much.
And happy Halloween! Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Horror Movie Survival Guide is independently produced by Terry Gamble, Julia Marchesi, and Sierra Ryan. Hey, that's me. If you would like to support the show, find us on patreon.com/horror movie survival guide.